Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have something different because I wanted to answer at least one of the most frequently asked questions, which is what equipment do I use for landscape astrophotography? And yeah, since I'm currently outside here shooting and I have some spare time, I wanted to give you a quick rundown from my setup and everything that's inside my backpack. So let's first get this heavy backpack off my back. Let's see if I can position this big boy here correctly. Okay, so the backpack itself that I've been using for I think over 3 years now, or it could be about 3 years now, is the Shimoda Explore 60-liter edition. And I think this was the first ever backpack from Shimoda. I think Shimoda is a company, or at least it was founded from one of the guys that worked on f-stop. F-stop is another big company that makes photography-based backpacks, and the first reviews that I've seen on these backpacks was very positive. The comfort was very nice, and also the durability was mentioned a lot. So yeah, this should be a pretty nice backpack, at least I thought back then, and yeah, it still is 3 years after. This backpack was on multiple trips on the Canary Islands, in the Swiss Alps, here in the Black Forest, and it also sometimes had some rain on it, and everything is fine. I can't find anything that's damaged or any seams that are, or any stitches that are like broken or damaged. So yeah, everything is pretty fine, and yeah, it's big, as you can see. It's the 60-liter edition, and yeah, I would say now we can go inside the backpack. Or let's say not inside the backpack. I will start with things that are outside, and then we will go from top to bottom. All right, when I turn around the backpack here, you have these nice, very comfortable straps here. And you have two pockets in here. One pocket that's like open, where you can put like a small phone or an intervalometer in here when you're out shooting. This one here has a little zip here, and in here is most of the times my main head torch, which it's just a basic head torch with red and white light. And this lives in here until it gets dark, and then of course I have it on my head. And yeah, nothing really special here on the front. When I go to the sides, usually I have two tripods on each side. One tripod obviously is filming me right now, which is my big tripod, and it's also my first tripod ever, which is the Vanguard Ultra Pro 263 AT, I believe. So yeah, the first big tripod is usually on one side, and then on the other side currently here is my Rollei C6i, which is my main tripod for the Star Tracker, as you can see here with the Star Tracker base. And yeah, two very nice tripods. This one here is the carbon edition, the other one is made of aluminum, so it's big and heavy, which is nice. Sometimes you need a big and heavy tripod. Yeah, man, these bugs, they're really annoying. Alright, let me turn this one here around, and let's go to the top here. Man, these bugs are very annoying. Okay, so I just repositioned the camera a little bit so that you can see the area on top here a little bit more clearly. And let's start with this storage area on the top here. Here I mostly have not the most useful things in here, but just some random stuff sometimes. So in this case I have a water bottle with me. Stay hydrated, folks. Then I have I think a 20,000 milliamp hour battery bank, just in case that I have to recharge any batteries or my phone. And I have this beanie here because, well, later it will get, I think so, a lot colder, especially with this wind that's on right now. It can be a bit cold around the ears. Then I have another smaller area inside here where I have a little case for more SD cards. These are just yeah, some random SD cards that I can use if I forgot, if it happens that I forgot all my SD cards at home. And I also have an emergency head torch in case I forgot the one that's always in here, or I forgot the other one that's always inside my car. So can't have enough backup for head torches. And yeah, you also have some of these if you have to take a little peep in the forest. And yeah, let me just put all this stuff back in here. And also one thing that lives mostly in here is the microphone that's on top of the camera, because yeah, I don't film all the times, and when I take a camera with me with a microphone, I don't have space in the back here to put the microphone in, so it just sits on the top here. Just turn the backpack a little bit more, and let's open up the main storage up here. When you open these two latches here, you can just flip this top part here over, and then you have a big storage area up here. And today I have some spare clothes with me, so I have a thin jacket with me that's yeah, pretty comfortable and also gives some great heat, or provides some more cold isolation, I would call it. Also I have long trousers with me. Yeah, these are just some basic trousers that you can use outside. They can also get dirty, which is important. Yeah, there are only two things left here, two big things. One is this pouch here, where I have some accessories with me. I will open that in a bit when I can reposition the camera a little bit more. And then I have I think that's one of the most important things that you should have in your backpack, is a first aid kit. So especially when you have such heavy backpacks on your back, things can go bad pretty quickly. And this, yeah, when you are out in the field alone or even with some friends, it's nice to have a first aid kit. Just in case. Preparation is better than having nothing in a real emergency situation. And also one thing that's pretty cool in here is an emergency blanket, just in case it gets way too cold and you maybe don't want to leave your cameras here shooting. I hope you can't see this bug right now, but I hope you can't. Right, let me just close this, and then I can show you what's in this pouch here. Alright, so now let's get to this pouch here. Let's open up the area up here, the storage area. And in here I have two dew heaters, one small one and one for more bigger lenses. And yeah, I currently don't need them because, well, the air is not very humid and there's not a lot of a danger for any kind of humidity or frost on your lens. But I have them here, they don't take a lot of space. So let's open up this boy. Let's open up here. And yeah, it's not very full because I don't need super much things. One thing that's always in here is a second intervalometer, just in case I don't know, maybe forget one, or in one of them the batteries dies, or I don't know, if something happens. I always want to have a second intervalometer with me. Then I have some rechargeable AA batteries for the tracking mount, which in my case is the Star Adventurer. And yeah, always have spare batteries. I think that's the worst thing that could happen, to have an awesome night ahead of you and no spare batteries for a Star Adventurer or any tracker. Alright, so let's finish the right side here. Here are just two more spare batteries for the newer Sony cameras, so everything from the third generation of Sony cameras, so in my case the Sony a7 III. And yeah, I love these batteries. These are from Baxter, no advertising in particular here, but yeah, just if you are wondering. Okay, so here on the left I have a sensor cleaning swap, which is just a full frame sensor cleaning swap that you can use to clean some dust off your sensor if a rocket blower can't fix it for you. And I don't know, I had like 1,000 of these sitting around here. These are just some Velcro straps to fix some cables or something. And I always have some of them with me because, in some cases you need them if you want to attach, I don't know, a cable to a tripod, or I don't know, even if you want to attach the intervalometer to a tripod. I don't know. There are some use cases for them, which is nice. And in this smaller area here, I have some spare Arca Swiss plates, just in case I need them. But on all my cameras I have L brackets, so I usually don't need them. But just in case. And currently I have these two caps for the finder shoe bracket. I don't know if it's even called a finder shoe bracket. The thing on top of most cameras that can hold microphones and other accessories. And that's it with this pouch. And now we can go to the front side of the backpack. Alright, we have the sides, we have the top here. Now let's focus on the front axis here of the backpack. And open up this one here. There's not a lot of stuff in here, but there's one thing that's extremely useful and one thing that I can't live without. And that is, that is my good old flat panel to do flat frames for calibration. And of course, when I go a bit more down in here, the cable for it. And I also have another cable in here. Let me see if I can reach down. Yes, I have a USB-A to USB-C cable with me here that I can use to recharge my phone, or if I do like a very long time lapse, or I don't know, a very long deep sky session where I don't want to swap batteries, I can plug this into the power bank and then also in my Sony a7 III, which can be charged or powered during shooting, which is very nice. And that's it for the front. And now we can go to the more interesting side, which is the back of the back, or the inside of the backpack. Okay, now we can come to the most interesting part, which is the inside, or the back of the backpack here. And well, the wind makes everything dirty here. Okay, let's open this door here, and I think we should start with the most most uninteresting things. So first of all, we have a lens cap here. This lens cap belongs to the lens which is currently filming. That's the Viltrox 20mm f1.8, which is, in my opinion, a really nice entry-level wide-angle lens. It's native for Sony E-mount. It's 20mm f1.8. It's really okay. Well, really okay is the most unfitting word for that. On f1.8 it's bad. On f1.8 it's bad, but when you stop it down to f2.8 it becomes like a completely different lens. It's absolutely perfect on f2.8. So if you're interested in a wide-angle lens for Sony 20mm and you're not interested in spending $1,000 or more, then the Viltrox lens might be interesting for you. Okay, so next up here is my Panorama head, which is a, let's say it's the base here. You can separate these two parts here. The base here is a Sunway Photo DDP-64SI, which is just an indexing rotator, so you can set your degree markings here, how much you want to turn. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And on the top here is just a one-way head, or a two-way head more or less, where you can just position the camera up and down. And if you want, you can also turn the camera with the base on top here. But I use the don't know if it's called the panning or the tilting, I don't know. The one down here was used instead of this up here. Yeah, let's put this back here. The next slot here is pretty mixed with stuff. So the first one being here is the Alan Wallace, or the Move Should Move in cooperation with Alan Wallace, the Z bracket. Usually I have the V bracket with me, but for some reason these adapters here for I think 1 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch, I don't know, adapters for ball heads, they only, for at least the two that I found before packing the backpack, only fit in the Z bracket here. I don't know why they don't fit in the V bracket, but yeah, it's still fine. And I use this bracket here to level my tripod head when it's attached to the star tracker, but more on that later. The next thing in here is a simple light pollution filter, nothing special, it's just a and yeah, it's just meant for dealing with a little bit of these yellow light pollution and yellow sky glow, which also helps to bring out a bit more of the H-alpha regions in your photographs, so it's quite useful. Even under extreme dark skies, it's pretty useful. I hope this wind is not too bad right now because it picked up a little bit. Okay, so next thing here is the counterweight. It's I think 1 kilo for the Star Adventurer. Yeah, this fits in this slot right here. Yeah, the other one here would be used for the Viltrox lens. Then I have one here in the middle, which is a little placeholder for random stuff, or a third camera body if I'm yeah, on the way with 3 camera bodies. And in here I have yeah, this one also belongs here. In here I have my main intervalometer, which is the Pixel TW2A3, yeah, remote shutter release for Sony. And also in here is my rocket blower to, yeah, get rid of any kind of dust where it shouldn't be. Okay, so let's continue with some lenses. On this side here I have space for my 2 biggest lenses, which is my 14mm f1.8 for Sony E-mount from Sigma. Yeah, pretty huge, enormous lens, and yeah, I still love this lens. It's yeah, outperformed by the more modern lenses like the Sony 14mm f1.8 and the just released 14 f1.8 from Sigma, but yeah, I don't care, honestly. I usually shoot it a little bit longer for my images, or at least in terms of exposure time, and I'm not interested in yeah, selling this lens here for a lot less than what I've yeah, paid originally, and get not much more quality. I mean, at f2.8 this lens is sharp corner to corner, and with such a wide angle lens I don't need a lot of images for the sky, so yeah, I don't have to get the latest and greatest lenses. But one of the latest and greatest lenses that I never want to get rid of is this beast, which is the Sigma 14mm f1.4, and this thing is the astrophotographer's dream, at least in my opinion. 40mm is a perfect lens for shooting mosaics. It's not so zoomed in that you have to do like 100 panels for capturing the entire Milky Way arch. And yeah, it's usable. It's very usable straight from f1.4, but I mainly use it on f1.8 because the aberrations in the corners get slightly better. Even though there are not many, the corners are already pretty perfect, or almost perfect, but yeah, on f1.8 it gets just the edge better, and it also reduces the vignetting a little bit, and it helps with a tiny bit of chromatic aberration that I have, at least with this lens on my Sony A7 III, and by stopping to f1.8 this chromatic aberration gets completely removed. Okay, so let's go to the main workhorse here in the middle, which is the Skywatcher Star Adventurer. And yeah, this is the original base Star Adventurer, nothing special. And yeah, it's been amazing. I have never had any issues with this mount. It tracked like all my shots perfectly. When this mount is aligned and if there is no wind, I get like 5-minute shots unguided with my 14mm, and even with 135 you get, if the port alignment is perfect and you have a good balance, you get like 1 minute at least, and yeah, even 2 minutes shouldn't be that big of a problem. Yeah, on the right here, this side you can't see right now, but I will show, as mentioned, some B-roll footage to show this a little bit better. This is the counterweight bar, or the counterweight shaft for this L bracket here that attaches to this guy, the Star Adventurer. And I've just, yeah, having this here on the right, in between. Yeah, okay, so let's finish this with the last section here, which contains my Sony A7S, which is also Astro modified, and yeah, in my opinion still one of the best cameras that you can get as a beginner, because these cameras, the Mark 1s, they go on eBay or on any like second-hand marketplace, even on like astrophotography based marketplaces. They go for like 500 euros when you are here in the EU or German market, and sometimes even less. And also you can sometimes find these already modified, so it's the best bang for the buck, in my opinion. At least if you are not a megapixel hungry person, because 12 megapixels isn't the highest megapixel count, but it's perfect for mosaics. Also in here I have a nodal rail adapter, which I especially find very useful with these two lenses here, so the 40mm and the 40, because the front lens element is very far away from the camera sensor itself, and by using this you put the center of rotation back towards the sensor, and so you don't get the parallax effect when you are panning your camera around. And last but not least, I have a section of filters in here, or a selection. Let's pull them out here. Currently I have 4, well I have 5 with this one here. I have another light pollution filter, which is a bigger one, which has an 82mm filter thread or filter size for the 40mm f1.4. And this one here is the Hoya red intensifier, I think it's called. I hope so, at least. And yeah, also forgot to mention the other light pollution filter here was the Rollei Clear Night filter, I believe. But these two filters are basically the same. They have the same glass, the same filtering, so images come out pretty much the same. Then also on here, let's start with the one that I hate the most, or I use the least, which is this Astro Nightscape filter from STC. Yeah, I wanted to get a replacement for these screw-on filters, because, well, screwing on and screwing off filters can be pretty annoying sometimes, so I looked around for a clip-in version, and this one here from STC, it's doing the job, but the one thing that's really bad about this filter, like honestly extremely bad, is halos. You get so big and bright halos around bright stars that it's pretty much useless. And yeah, since I first tested it, I've been using it, or I'm carrying it in my backpack. Maybe I will use it one day, but for my images it's not very useful. Yeah, the last two filters here are astronomic filters. This one here being a 12nm H-alpha filter for capturing the H-alpha nebulae separately with my modified Sony cameras. And this one here is, oh, that's the wrong case. The last one here is a clear glass filter, which just contains, as mentioned in the name, or as said in the name, a clear glass element, and that helps that I can achieve focus and also get sharp stars with my Sony A7S and some lenses. That's one thing that's really weird, I would almost say, because my Sony is modified, of course, but I never had really any issues with lenses, but when you put wide-angle lenses, specifically the 14mm f1.8 and the 20mm, that's currently filming, I get aberrations in the corners, and I have to use this filter to first even get in focus with the 20mm and also achieve sharp stars on the edges. But yeah, it's not a big deal. Just slap this in and I have sharp stars. Alright, I really hope that this wind is not so annoying in the audio file. But yeah, that's everything in my backpack. I hope that I don't forget to show enough B-roll footage, because yeah, this view is pretty not telling much. Anyway, it's getting cold right now, it's also getting dark, and I will switch my clothes now, and then I will go and get some Milky Way action. Alright, I hope this here is useful. You will find all or most of the links to all the equipment stuff in the description below, and yeah, feel free to leave any comments down below if you have any questions to this equipment here. And yeah, wish you clear skies and dark skies if you have them in the summertime right now. I'm especially talking to you guys in the far northern hemisphere, like in the UK. Anyway, have a good one, and I will see you in the next video.